Hey guys, this is going to be our spoiler chat for Star Wars The Force Awakens. If you don't want to hear any spoilers, stop listening now. Han Solo dies at the end.
Oh my fuck.
Okay, now we can start.
Yeah, I mean, you warned him.
I'll
Yeah,
probably
I
I'll
mean,
probably put a larger gap before that,
no,
but
I
yes.
kind of like it. It's going to be labeled spoiler cast or whatever. And you said this is a spoiler chat. They knew what they were doing. They knew what they were doing. So do we just start there? I feel like you can't tell that.
No, I'm going to start with
I feel,
apparently the biggest spoiler of all. Luke
yeah,
Skywalker
okay. Oh,
disappeared for 30 years, and now we have a map to find him. Okay,
no,
now we can continue.
okay, one thing, the reason why, all right, we can get into that then. The reason why that's a spoiler is, first off, they felt it was necessary to not include that in the marketing. And so a lot of people went into this movie wondering, when are we going to see Luke? Now, I anticipated it would be at the end, but a lot of people were waiting throughout the movie for that moment. So that threw them off,
Hmm.
and if we had put that in the review, then, some people might be like, oh, okay, well,
I didn't say
you
we
know.
found Luke. I'm just saying we were looking for Luke.
Yeah, but people didn't even know that. Like they thought maybe
They knew
he would be a
Mark
bigger
Hamill
part of
was
the
in
movie.
the film, damn it.
No, they knew he was in the movie. They didn't. I'm saying that he's not a part of the movie. Like
Uh,
he's the MacGuffin of the movie. He's not like a character. Well, other than the myth that is Luke Skywalker. Um,
Didn't know he was
yeah,
going to be in it.
you didn't know?
uh,
No.
oh.
Oh, well. I mean, in the trailer, there's the shot of him touching R2D2. I mean, he's facing away, but I mean, all right, whatever. Anyways, the point is that, I mean, I don't know. Are we doing Han Solo? Are we doing Luke Skywalker? Where we?
Well, actually, before I forget, I kind of just want to. I don't know if you looked into this, John,
Mm-hmm.
but during the beginning scroll,
Mm-hmm.
it said they send their best pilot to meet an old friend.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a person made up for this movie. He wasn't in any previous movies, films, or books.
Oh, the old friend. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
he's
Oh,
just
okay.
yeah.
And then I want to say one thing as well before we get started
Uh,
is that I wanted to keep our spoiler-free review spoiler-free for people who are going to be nuts, but I actually don't think this movie can be spoiled. Like, I think you can say everything, and that's just logical. Like, for me, again, I felt like I knew what was going to happen, and it did, So I don't know that really matters, but for those people, it is what it is.
okay, so what you're saying is the spoiler cast may not actually spoil people of the movie.
Yeah,
So,
like
so,
honestly, because
so,
again, I feel like I picked all the trailers apart. The way, like, even just the way they were talking about how they, New Hope and whatever. Like, we knew what we were gonna get, and as the movie goes on, I'm like, oh yeah, this is definitely going the way I thought it was gonna go. And in fact, the more it went along, the more sure I was of what was next, because they are doing a New Hope, and like you said, okay, so Han Solo, we know what's gonna happen to him. Come on,
for a
like I
split
wasn't
second,
surprised.
for a split
Okay,
second.
there's yeah, that's because of the performances, not because story wise. Like story wise, that's what was gonna happen. But Adam Driver, Han Solo, that moment, and make you think it'll go a different way. So I don't. All right, I don't even know where to start. Honestly, like there's so
Well,
much I want to
well,
talk
now I need feel like I have to. If this spoiler thing isn't gonna ruin the movie for people, we gotta ruin all the jokes. Okay. Uh,
about. No, 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 no,
why
no,
you
no. We
gotta
can't
go
do
back
all
to
that.
Jakku? You got family there? You got a boyfriend? You got a cute boyfriend? There we go.
Okay, okay.
Sanitation. That's the joke on that one. Um, trash compactor. There we go. Well, why are you doing
Yeah.
this with your face? Why are you doing this with? Okay, I'm done.
All right. So fine, then I'm gonna go negative, and then you guys need to talk me off the ledge, okay?
All
I'm just
right.
gonna talk about things that bother me. Ray, right? Great performance.
Uh huh.
But isn't she a little too good? Isn't she, like, what are her actual stakes? Like, when is she ever actually in danger? She learns things so ridiculously fast. She's never actually, like, I'm never worried for her, really. That's why Finn is so important, you know? Um, yeah, so Ray, just talk about Ray. Like, why is we see her. Oh, she's this scavenger. She's poor. She's stuck on this planet that she got left behind on.
She's
Whatever.
probably Luke Skywalker's daughter.
Probably. But you know what? Luke Skywalker was Anakin Skywalker's son, and he wasn't this. In fact, Luke Skywalker kind of sucks for the first two
He was
movies
a
of Star Wars.
moisture farmer.
But all right, I mean, I guess there's an element of
Like, she
should
was
be able to
forced
handle her own a little
to.
bit.
Yeah.
But that doesn't explain all the Jedi shit that she's a Jedi. Like, it's like, what? Why are you a Jedi? You don't. She didn't even Luke. She was like, oh, the myth that is Luke. Like,
well, there could be talk about like what he did, and she was able to take those stories and, when she was trying to get out of like her cell, she didn't know that was gonna work, but maybe she heard a story of how Luke or Obi-Wan,
No, and I agree. I get that. There's a rationalization for like almost every little thing, but the thing is, it's a million of those things leading up to the final confrontation with Kylo Ren, where she kicks his fucking ass, and I'm just like, what? Like, I mean, in the moment, it's cool and I like it, but the more I think about it, I'm like, that's a little bit of a stretch, Like she even just grabbing the lightsaber's stuck in the snow. And he's trying to grab it, and he is a trained, actual whatever he is, and he's struggling to grab it because she's trying to grab it too, and she beats him out for it,
right.
And it seems easy, it seems a little too easy. Now, I guess you could argue that more than the daughter of Luke Skywalker, she is the granddaughter of Anakin Skywalker, and maybe she takes more after him in terms of ability, because Anakin was a fucking, the prodigal, so like he was everything.
First of all, so I actually looked into Anakin because I remember someone saying something, and I had to double check. But he's pretty much the Jesus Christ of this universe. Like the Force impregnated his mother.
He's Jesus if Jesus didn't stay on the cross. He's just like,
I mean, he was conceived through supernatural means. That supernatural being the Force.
Well, no, that's more. I don't feel like we know that. I feel like that's also a part of the myth of Anakin Skywalker.
Okay, maybe.
We just, it's. Yeah.
Either way, he had high metachlorians or whatever bullshit term that is. No, and maybe it skips a generation.
You're not supposed to mention those anymore.
I'll mention whatever I want.
I'm just saying, Maz Kanata made it very clear what the Force is now, okay?
Okay, whatever.
But yeah, maybe she is just that much stronger. Which, okay, that's interesting. But I don't know if, again, maybe I won't care because this girl, Daisy Ridley, she's great in the role. And she's going to make it awesome, and she's going to deliver, and I won't care. But in my mind, that's the least interesting route to go with the main character. Because we've got that with Anakin, but it was tragic, and that's more interesting than, okay, we've got this person. Like, pretty much she could potentially be what people claim Superman is. Too good. No threat, not interesting.
Do you mind if I counter this a little bit?
Yeah, that's what I want. Okay. I want this to happen.
So, you bring up the point of the Superman thing, and her story is not going to be, oh, she rises up to be... No, she's already a good Jedi. She's going to become a great Jedi. That's already shown. Her thing is going to be struggling with the spiritual aspect, I think.
What aspect? Like, explain, because... Like, she seems to give in pretty easily.
Yeah, right then and there, but there's just that one moment in the film where she's pretty much being told, grab the lightsaber, it's your time, it's your heirloom, and she's like, nah, bitch, I'm going home. Runs. I think that's gonna be a bigger. I think there's gonna be more stuff like that where she has to deal with her past, her family, and there's also other parts of being a Jedi, I believe, that, like, I don't know. To me, it's like Korra. Like, she was a badass Avatar.
Yeah, but she struggled on... is that she was a hothead and stuff like that. I don't really get it.
Well, that could just be explained upon later, in different films.
Overly
Like
confident.
her
These are the things that Cora.
reluctancy to learn the Force. Like
Maybe.
there could
But
also be a thing like Kylo Ren is struggling being a bad guy because he's also struggling with the good parts. There could be a part
mhm.
where like she struggles with not wanting to learn the Force because she's afraid she'll turn to the dark side.
Maybe. But the thing is, I think obviously we're gonna have to go to her backstory in
Oh
the
yeah,
next
well
film because they just showed a little too much without giving us anything. Like because they could have not shown us that at all. That didn't have to be her origin at all. But
right,
they gave us the fact that she was the
right,
reason why she didn't want to go and the reason why she didn't go back home is because she's waiting for something. She was doing the safe thing where she's like, I'm gonna wait here forever until whoever these people are come back to get me or whatever.
right.
But the problem I have with what you're saying is that there's no implication in the film that she is not committed to learning the ways of the Force now. Like, because to me, it was like not only does she end up doing the right things, but she continues. She takes on the Millennium Falcon and goes on the mission that the Resistance wants her to go on. She sees Luke. Like they don't give us that struggle at all once she commits. I feel like that's what she did during that fight. That's why she wins the fight, is because he's torn and he has that issue within him, is that inner conflict, and she is resolved in that moment, and she's committed and she has a reason to fight and she's not wavering on what she needs to do. But I don't know. I mean, but right now that's just speculation.
Right.
I'm talking about with this film. That's Steve hasn't jumped in at all. Like I feel like my main issue with her is that I just things are a little too good, too convenient. Everything goes her way. Now, yes, the Force is with her, but the Force was with Luke, and man, he had issues. In all the films until the end, and in fact, um, to win in Return of the Jedi, he has to lose. I don't know if you remember the end but he doesn't kill anybody. He puts his lightsaber away, and he lets whatever's going to happen, and he just believes in the Force and in the fact that he might have reminded his dad who he used to be or something,
Right.
and then Vader does the right thing. Like, again, but she could be an Anakin type, but then again, she's not a tragic character, so it doesn't really balance out in that way.
Well, I think she's a Anakin type, but I don't think her thing's gonna be tragedy. I think it's gonna be more, again, spiritual. Like that's all the best I can say, and like because I don't know exactly what it will be, but I feel like it's yeah. Like Steve, do you have anything to add to this?
About Ray.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, I'm just kind of more in agreement with John. She
Mm.
just kind of, out of nowhere is like, "Hey, I'm gonna do this too," and then she does the mind trick on that one, the guard,
Mm.
and I don't know, it doesn't
It's a
work at
great
first,
scene.
but then
Yeah. To be clear, I mean, I'm hoping the only people who would be listening to this had already seen the movie, but it's not like she just does it and automatically gets her way. She has
Right.
to try multiple times. And again, it's about the commitment. The last time she focuses and is like, I got to believe in this, finally happens,
um,
Go
that
ahead.
scene that scene where she fights Kylo Ren. The way that it ends, I thought it was going to be the opposite way. Like everyone was going to be in opposite positions.
Mm-hmm. That was
And
kind of
like,
cool to me, though. That was one thing that I was a little surprised with, I knew that confrontation was coming, obviously, but yeah, go explain. You can spoil, remember? So.
I mean, apart from that, the scene in the first 10 minutes where Kylo is introduced, I didn't feel like he went off, except I guess in his tantrums.
Yeah.
So I feel like they set that up for the next movie, and it makes it okay that he got beat in this one. I just I thought maybe Finn was gonna do a little something. I mean I didn't think he was gonna beat his ass, but
Well, I guess
he's gonna
maybe that's where I have to be fair to Rey. Is Finn does do something. He hurts Kylo Ren, who was already hurt. So now Rey gets to fight. You know, she's back up, ready to go, and Kylo's been hurt multiple times.
That's true. But he
And
did
then,
throw the shit out of her.
yeah, see, he force pushes the shit out of her. And then that's the thing. Maybe it's also a matter of underestimation. Because good.
I don't like the laser beam thing. I've never seen that before. I know we were saying like Darth Vader has like pushed them out of the way.
Mm-hmm.
But I've never seen anybody stop and then hold it like that. That was a jaw dropper for me.
All right, so what we're talking about is someone shoots a blaster. Kylo Ren stops it in midair and just holds it there
for 10 minutes. I was just saying, he's talking, like moving around and hanging out, doing what he's got to do. All meanwhile, this thing is just there.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, but I like that because we keep talking to each other. Go ahead.
The reason I was saying that was because, like, that force push, I don't think I've ever seen a force push like that before either. That was kind of just, like, way over the, hey, fuck you kind of.
Oh, I get what you're saying. No, actually, yeah, you're right. Because usually when people get pushed, it's more like they get knocked over. The only things that go flying are, like, inanimate objects. He threw her with such power. She went flying up to, like, the top of this tree, got knocked out.
Like I was saying, he didn't go off the way that I thought he was, but I feel like moments like those set it up. Now he's gonna go see the Supreme Leader. He's gonna get some more proper training, is what they were saying, right?
Yeah, finish his training.
Health and safety.
Mm-hmm.
As I have decided.
Han Solo's not there to be a conflict for him anymore, so maybe he'll be as focused as ever.
Maybe, but I think that actually the conflict, I think he will be more focused, but I think that conflict is actually going to continue to eat at him, and he's going to realize that didn't really do what he was hoping. You know what I mean? I think maybe that's more of a thing for him where maybe in that moment he actually thought there actually is an option. I actually can go back. And then when he killed his father, maybe he thinks like, okay, there's no going back from that, and I live the life I'm living now. Were you going to say something, Steve?
No, I think that was it.
All right, well, then I want to continue about Kylo real quick, because to go off of what you were saying, was he's kind of anti-Anakin in a way, Like, Anakin is the chosen one that is supposed to be a Jedi who struggles with the dark side, the temptation of the dark side. For him, the temptation is the light, He wants to go the dark side, for whatever reason. We'll have to know more about his past as well. But the light is what keeps pulling him in. There's even a conversation he has with Darth Vader or Darth Vader's mask, where he says to him, he says something about he feels it again. He feels the light, and and he's disappointed in himself because he knows he shouldn't or something. Good.
I have a question because I feel like they may do this in one of the movies. So you know how certain Jedi, after they pass, they can come back through the Force as a talking ghost, pretty much. So I just feel like Anakin's gonna do that for Kylo Ren. Like,
maybe.
I'm just curious. Would they do it as Anakin as Vader, or do you think they'll get like the old from the prequels?
Well, I don't know who the character is going to be, but I would think it would be a good version because he died good. Died doing the right thing. He's transcended light and dark, because he's past that. That's only, for our world or whatever.
But my question is,
who's going to be the actor?
Yeah, like, are they going to get the old actor, and do they have the balls to do it?
That's the thing. I don't know if they have the balls to do it. And for as many people hate him, that is Anakin Skywalker, and I kind of wish they would. I wish they would bring him, just for that continuity even. And it would be just a nice little thing. But another thing I would say is I'm not so sure that I wonder, can Anakin reveal himself to Kylo? Because the only people we've seen dead people essentially, who've been able to receive that are people strong with the, and I'm not sure Kylo is that strong with the Force. He has the Force, but Rey seems naturally much, much stronger, right? And it's like Luke, when he's strong with the Force, he's a Skywalker. That's why he sees Obi-Wan. That's why he sees Anakin and was Yoda there as well?
Yeah,
Who was it? Yeah, and he sees all that. So
and Mufasa.
I wonder if. So I'm just wondering if I mean that's Darth Vader. That's Darth Vader. You know that, right?
What?
Mufasa is Darth Vader.
Oh, the voice, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
It's just I've seen a bunch of GIFs where it's Yoda, Mufasa, and
yeah,
Tupac.
The Lion King has it. Oh wow.
I think I've seen that one, but maybe it was some other person.
Probably the last thing I want about Kylo is going off of when he was talking. Steve was talking about tantrums, right? How he's only really a bad, and I think the reason that is because the badass is an act. You know what I mean? He wants to be that so bad. He wants to be a Vader type so bad, but that's not who he is. He's going against who he is. And these outbursts are both him, really being angry and possibly him just trying to be what he really isn't. And it's insecurity. He's very insecure.
Oh, yeah,
you know what
definitely.
I mean? And that's what shows through those scenes. And also are hilarious. They're awesome, but they're also hilarious because you see how the other people react, that are around him. There's the scene where he's slashing up where Rey was because she escaped, and he's really pissed, and those two stormtroopers hear it, and they just are like 180, nope, that, and they just they just leave. And there's a whole bunch of stuff like that, which is awesome. And I don't think it's too much. There was someone saying that there was like too much comedy in this. I think it's ridiculous. To me, it was like perfect, the perfect moments to let you just. This movie just wanted to make you smile, and that's why no matter how many things I'll nitpick throughout, it's like accomplish that. They make it feel like Star Wars. They make you enjoy your time there. So what next? I guess Finn. We're just doing characters now.
Yeah,
we did
that's
Rey.
fine.
Finn. So Finn is my favorite character. He's a stormtrooper. He is a stormtrooper who realizes the First Order is absolutely fucked up and does not want to be a part of what they're doing. And
which is amazing because they even say in the film, stormtroopers from like a young age or from birth are programmed pretty much.
They're raised to be stormtroopers.
Yeah.
And also, you said from young age or birth. I don't know when it is. Maybe it's different for different people. But when they were showing, like, they brought up his file or something on a computer screen, someone said, I didn't see it, but someone said that you see a baby picture. So they got him before he knew anything. Yeah. They raised him to be a stormtrooper, and he still, in that moment, he couldn't do what they needed him to do. And he realized, I can't be a part of this. They're evil.
Yeah.
I love that. Like, first off, that's one thing we've never seen in Star Wars. And on top of that, like, it just gives you, that's like the emotional core of the movie for me, is following Finn and his issues. Like, he's struggling with, not only he doesn't want to be a stormtrooper, but he doesn't even want to be a part of this whole situation. He wants to get as far away from the First Order as possible, and he knows if he joins the fight, like you're saying, that means he's got to go up against them, and he's afraid of them because he knows what they're capable of. He knows what they do. But he still does the right thing, and yeah, some of it's a little selfish, he has a crush on Rey, and he wants to protect her, but I in that way he's very different from Han Solo, but in that way he's a Han Solo type. That Han Solo in the original trilogy, for a film and 2/3 of the next film, is completely against this fight. He's like, I'm not a part of a fight. I'm not a good guy. I'm not, I don't believe in the Force, and he's just like doing it for money, for, what the things that he cares about. And it's only after he established this relationship with, these characters that he's like, oh, I can't let them die. And then once he gets, then it's like a slippery slipper. And then he's like, okay, well now, and he just, goes on about it. And even then, we see him now where he's like, because of what happened with his son, he doesn't want to be a part of it again, and is like, that's not for me, all that stuff. But Finn is that character that he doesn't want to be a part of it. Only things that he cares about are going to make him, get into it, at least early on. Yeah, I don't know. I like it, and I buy the relationship. I was talking to one of you guys, I think, that some people said like they didn't buy the Finn Rey thing. First off, they have great chemistry,
Right.
and also it makes sense for his character, in my opinion, to fall as fast as he does, because when he says no one's ever looked at me like that, he really means it, because literally no one's ever looked at him like that.
Yeah.
So I could understand that.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, it was his first crush, really.
Yep.
So,
and also,
ahead.
and then also there's the idea, this isn't Star Wars. People go like, oh, well, that doesn't. Well, no, this is Star Wars. The Force brings people together, stuff like that. Like that's what brought Han, Luke, and Leia together. Like, and something. That's another thing. People said it was like too convenient. How, I mean, there is an element of that, but that's kind of
There are other
Star
things
Wars.
in this film that's too convenient, which we'll get to later. But
I'm not talking about specifically them two. I'm talking about all the characters, how they all end up interacting and whatever. But I'm like, at the end of the day, Star Wars is about the Skywalker family, and this happens time and time again. This isn't new to this film. This happened in the original trilogies. It happened in the prequel. It happens, I'm sure, in the expanded universe stuff. So yeah, the Force. I don't think it's a thing where you have no free will, but it definitely nudges you. It nudges you in the right direction, and it's up to you to take, your calling or whatever it is, And yeah, and Finn and Rey were meant to meet, or more importantly, Finn and Poe Dameron were.
I think the next movie is gonna be like a buddy cop situation with them.
I hope so. Because they play off. All right, so I think Rey have great chemistry, but Finn and Poe Dameron have great chemistry. Like they literally, you buy that whole conversation during them trying to survive. Like it's like things are hectic and crazy, but they're getting to know each other. Like that was such a amazing scene to me. Like that's hard to pull off, because it's like you don't want to feel like, oh, how are they really escaping when they're not even like, you know what I mean? But it's like, no, they're focused on getting away, but they're also, I don't know if they're keeping it light just because maybe there's element, they're like, they know they can die right now too, so they're not trying to die. I don't know, but the point is like they're getting to know each other, and you believe it, and you believe that they're friends as quick as they are. I will say the shot of them each other again was a little awkward though, because it was like straight out of a romance movie. The two people far away run towards each other. So maybe we need to start like shipping Finn and Poe Dameron instead or something. But I still really like two when they were on together.
Yeah. So we talked about this before. I kind of want to know what Steve thinks, but I really think that Finn is Force sensitive.
I don't know, man.
Oh, there it is.
What do you mean?
I think there's a small chance.
I think it's much bigger than that.
I mean, I think there's a chance. I don't know how small or big. I think there's a chance, but I still mostly maintain that in this movie there's no hint at that. Now, you gave a good one where you said when the Star Killer base is just blowing up all these planets, that it seems like he feels it and he hears the pain or feels the pain, from the Force. But I'm not so sure, because the more I thought about it, it was like, no, well, we were seeing it happen, and then we cut to Finn, and we hear the screams, but that's because we're hearing the screams of what we just saw. Now, yeah, he could be hearing it or feeling it, but I think, they do that in movies all the time, where the sound is not the same as what you're seeing. So, like, we were hearing it, but they weren't going to show us the graphic of them turning dust and shit, you know what I mean? Like, or whatever happens to them.
So I have a few more reasons, though.
Okay, I want to hear.
In the beginning of the film, when he starts freaking out and realizing this is bad, I felt like he was breaking mental blocks that only like someone who is Force sensitive could possibly do.
Okay, I get that. So
And
okay.
No, go.
I was just gonna say, so the gravity of the situation, like what was happening, he could feel that, even like that's wrong, that the Force is being messed with right now, and that's what kind of awakens him or something. It is called The Force Awakens. It is called The Force Awakens.
And
go ahead.
And the last reason, I'm sure I can think of more, but who knows? The last reason is he does fight Kylo Ren. Fuck. Why do I keep fucking up these names?
Kylo Ren.
Kylo Ren, thank you.
You see earlier in the movie, like there's a stormtrooper that fights with not a lightsaber, but some like stick kind of weapon.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think he has some kind of training like that.
But
I like your point you made when he realizes, oh, this is wrong. Like it was kind of an awakening inside of him.
But the fight with Kylo Ren, the reason why I think it's a big deal, I linked John to the Force sensitive Wikipedia page, where one of the big things about Force sensitivity is you're able to predict things and help you better fight. Like the whole scene with Luke Skywalker, being blindfolded and being shot at. Like, that's part of being Force sensitive. You can feel things coming at you, and it makes you better at fighting.
So what you're saying is Han Solo is Force sensitive because he shoots that guy without looking at him.
Yes, actually, yes.
No, but yeah, continue.
No, I'm not saying like he's gonna become a Jedi, or actually, it could be interesting. If like Kylo Ren finds out, like, oh, he's sensitive to the Force, maybe I can entice him. Like being able to go, hey, if you join me, you and Rey and all your friends, they'll be okay. You just have to fight for me. You have to be
But the thing, the only reason why I don't like that is because maybe entice him to the dark side in some way, but I don't know about the fighting for him part because that's what he just ran away at the beginning of this one. So that would kind of annoy me. Like, he's already decided he's not going to be doing that. But that doesn't mean he can't, like, be like, oh, get him to think that the only way to accomplish whatever it is that he is trying to do in the movie is,
or Kylo Ren could even go like, join me, become my Padawan, and together we'll kill Supreme Leader Snoke or whatever. And we'll make it everything you want. Don't worry. But we need to get rid of this guy.
But this is the thing. Because Kylo Ren, the big reason why Kylo Ren is so interesting is that he's not, some master or whatever. And I just doubt that he's going to be able to beat Snoke anytime. Like, I don't think that that's a...
But, he offers the deal to Rey.
Well, he says, I can train you.
Like, yeah. But, I think it's in his head, like, okay, I need to surpass the master. Or I need to start doing it.
No, but... well, I think you're thinking Sith, though. And he's not a Sith. That's the interesting new thing.
He really wants to, though. And he wants to use
the dark side. He wants to use the dark side. I don't know that necessarily he wants to be a Sith Lord. Like, and so I'm thinking in his mind, he thinks he can bring her along. Yeah, he'd be a mentor to her, but I think that equally Snoke would be a mentor to her. Like, they don't believe in the rule of two anymore. Now I could be wrong, and you could be 100% right. But again, if he's thinking that, he's deluded. Like, there's no way he can accomplish that like, that's just ridiculous. To me, anyways. Like Snoke has been around since forever, it seems. It seems like he was even around through the original and prequel. Like, I'm not the only one that had this theory. I was looking online. People think that he's potentially Darth Plagueis. Now, the filmmakers have said he's not, but you know what? J.J. Abrams lies like a motherfucker, so I don't know. He also said that Benedict Cumberbatch was not Star Trek Into Darkness. How did that turn out?
Okay.
Yeah, so this could be Darth Plagueis, and if he is, yeah, Kylo Ren he's in for it if he thinks that he's going to be able to do anything to that guy. So, yeah.
No, I was just going to say, I still feel like Finn is Force sensitive.
I would like it if he was. I'm just saying, I'm not sure. To me, the best thing you just said, that's the best example, is at the very beginning of the movie. That's the one that you're kind of selling me on. Okay. But throughout the rest of the film, I don't think he exhibits that. Again, it would have been nice for him to do something during that fight, that final fight. I mean, no, I like the fight. I think he does as well as he could without having any ability. But that's the thing. It would have been nice for him to do something, especially since Rey is just like this unreal beast. Just one thing, one thing to give us that. But I mean, maybe that's supposed to be a surprise in the next movie. Yeah, and then while we're talking about people who are probably potentially Force sensitive, Poe Dameron could be Force sensitive. Do you see the way he flies? Like, he looks better than Anakin Skywalker, and Anakin Skywalker's whole thing was because he's so Force sensitive and so good, like you're not gonna beat him. You're not gonna beat him in the air because you can just feel everything that's going on. And there's that amazing shot where Poe Dameron just swoops down and is just killing like all these TIE fighters, blowing everything up, doing all these crazy maneuvers. And Finn goes, "That's one hell of a pilot." But it's like, that's more than a hell of a pilot. That was ridiculous. I was like, shit. Now, they do say he's the best. And maybe it seems like maybe he's actually grown up in the Resistance. So maybe that's the only explanation you need, is that he was like born into this, So I don't know, but that's one thing I thought, especially during that sequence, where it's just amazing. And you're like, how the fuck? Like, maybe he's Force sensitive.
Maybe The Force Awakens just means everyone just becomes Force sensitive.
That would be crazy. But, I mean, it could happen. I don't know. I say there's something else. Oh, you didn't get the Han Solo. Like,
okay, wait. He's
Han
dead.
Han Solo. Yeah, but...
Oh, and Kylo Ren's his son.
Yeah, and
Spoilers.
To me... Yeah, but the thing is, even though I was anticipating it, I wasn't expecting it to be so effective. Like, I just thought it was going to be cool. But the thing is, I actually... I felt things during those scenes. Like, when he yells Ben, like, to me, that means so much if you're a Star Wars fan. Because that's Ben Kenobi, Obi-Wan Kenobi, the guy he thought was some crazy space wizard. Like, after all this time, after Han Solo going, "I don't believe in the Force, you're crazy," he realizes now the sacrifice Obi-Wan made, all those years ago, and how important he was to everything, that he's willing to name his son that, And I'm just like, I don't know, that hit for me. I wasn't ready to yell Ben. It could have been any other name. He chose Ben, and I don't know, that was great. That was great. And I mean, he's already, we know he's seen everything now, so we know he believes in all that. They have a scene similar to like him, like evoking that was when they ask him about Luke, and then he stops in his tracks. All that was real and whatever, but Kylo Ren thing was awesome. And holy shit for him doing it, To me, that shows not only how much he loves his son, but how much he loves him. I think if Leia doesn't say, "Bring him home," he does not do that. He just thinks, my son is dead.
Yeah.
I've seen this before. My son is gone, and he did not want to do that. He didn't want to do it. You saw how long he had to think about it.
Yeah.
He sees Kylo Ren walking for a while, and he just sucks it up and goes. And I don't know, that was good. Good shit. God damn it, Leia. Got Han Solo.
Oh my god.
She did, though. It's like 100% her fault. I mean, she can't control the actions of her son, but it's like for having that much faith in him after all the terrible things he's done, and she can't pretend to not know what he's done because she's the leader of the Resistance who's fighting the First Order.
Right.
Like, she knows what's going on. I almost feel like I know everyone's gonna be like round 2, 3 fights of like Kylo Ren and Rey, but I almost feel like Leia has to kill him.
Oh yeah, you told me that.
That would be crazy.
I know. But I feel like it makes so much sense. Like, she tried to send someone, like, there's no sending anyone. You got to go yourself, and also she's probably the only one that can really get to him if he's gonna get better and better trained. Then, like, let's say he commits to the dark side. He tries to erase the good, and it seems like he's become what he needs to be. Maybe the mother can break that barrier again. You know what I mean? Like him seeing his mother, because I would imagine that I would hope more attachment to his mother, but then again, she's the leader of the Resistance, so maybe it's the same situation as his father, that his parents were never really there for him. Maybe that's how he feels.
Yeah.
Oh, Luke Skywalker. We got to get into that ending. Well, I guess we got to get into the whole ending. The whole ending kind of feels a little hokey to me. And it's not just what you said. Go ahead.
I just want to get into the one thing that bothered me that I mentioned in the review. Was the R2-D2 scene. Literally, It was a Deus Ex Machina. I didn't realize when I said it to you in the car at the time, but it's legitimately got
it
from
might
the
not
machine.
it might not be. Reason
Okay,
why,
talk.
Rey. There's we haven't. There's speculation of Rey. I said that maybe, we think we know that she's Luke Skywalker's daughter, but maybe she was there when shit went down. As a little girl at the Jedi Academy, and so maybe R2D2 is just waiting for Rey. Like it's that simple. Luke Skywalker has, actually, these Skywalkers like have this. I mean, the Force, the mechanic thing going on. They always have something going on with the droids and whatever. So maybe he was just waiting for Rey to get there with that lightsaber or whatever it was. That's what, that's the explanation. Now they could have showed it in a way that was more explicit, because that was a weird way that it just seems like, yeah, I'm just sitting here in hibernation and I just turned on at the right time.
Like even just having Rey walk in next to him and he turns on or something.
Yeah.
That would have been at least I can accept this situation, but again, in the next film, I need Luke or someone to just be like, "What the fuck?" Or you know what? I'll accept this. I want C-3PO to just go to R2D2 and just be like, "What took you so long?" R2D2 to beep around, and then C-3PO going, "Okay, that's a good point," and just move on. I'll accept that for fuck's sake.
Yeah. Well, the only thing I can think of is that why they wouldn't make it more obvious is because they're still trying to have us question if she's Luke Skywalker's daughter. I feel like if that happens, I mean, it's already there, and it's not even there necessarily so much in the film just because she's drawn to that lightsaber or anything. It's more in just the history of Star Wars. These films have been about the Skywalkers, Now you could argue that Han's Solo's son is the one carrying that torch. He's still half Skywalker. So maybe, but I don't know. I guess we'll see. What?
I never even thought about that.
What? Wait, what?
He's half Skywalker. He says grandfather to Darth Vader's helmet, and he's Leia's son.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Anyways, what do I want to say? Oh, the thing about convenience. It's not just in the ending. It's not just R2D2. It's also like, obviously we talked about these characters meeting, but let's talk about another moment. Instead of Poe Dameron, Finn, and Rey, what about Rey? Han Solo shows up on Falcon. Like, that awesome moment, but holy shit, how? Like, the odds are so low. I mean, again, maybe I just got to chalk it up to the Force, bring it together. But how the fuck in this entire, universe, this galaxy, right? Like, Han Solo captures the Millennium Falcon when he had no idea where it was.
He was looking for it.
Yes, but he had no idea where it was. And in fact, he has to ask them where it was. He goes like, "Where'd you find it?" And she says, "On Jakku." And he's like, "That, what did he say that Finn?"
He said some kind of gang name, and then she explains, "Well, they had it, but then this gang took it, then this gang took it, then this guy took it."
Finn, like he says, it's like a, I don't know. He said Han Solo like trashes Jakku. And Finn goes, "Thank you," and then he turns to Rey.
Oh, that garbage heap.
Oh, something like that.
Something like
that. Oh yeah, that's another thing we completely skipped over, and we said it in the review, but we didn't say it in this podcast. Hilarious, and you ran through like jokes, but there was no context, so people don't know what you're talking about. So good. Like he just when he's breaking out Poe Dameron, and he's like, we're doing this. And why are you doing this? And he says, "Because it's the right thing to do." You need a pilot. I need a pilot. Like, it was just so fucking perfect. When they capture Captain Phasma, I'm in charge now. I'm in charge. Now, the one thing is, I love that for Finn, but I'm disappointed in that for Captain Phasma. Because I really was looking forward to Captain Phasma, not even in the movie, and then every time she's just getting screwed. The first time it's like, okay, he's escaped. She was supposed to talk to him, and she was going to be the one that, kind of punished him or whatever happened. Finn was out of there before she got to do that.
He technically did get punished. Like, they said he got put on suspension or something.
Oh, okay. So we're supposed to he had the conversation with her and all that?
I think so, yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, still, when we see her again, she doesn't do anything the first time. She just, I still find her character interesting because I think that she's going to be a bigger part of the next one. Why would you introduce a character that cool? Now, I understand they did the same thing in the original with Boba Fett, but I don't think they're trying to have the same thing with Boba Fett where you just get eaten by a fucking creature in the sand. Like, I don't think they're doing that again.
Oh, yeah, that did happen.
So I think that she'll be in it and she'll be a lot cooler. But the interesting about her is that I think for her is she was raised like a stormtrooper, I'm assuming, because she's all about duty. It's not about right or wrong. It's just about following orders. I think that's interesting. Like, because we don't have a character that it sounds very plain, but I don't know. I want to see it because usually it's like everybody's got a motive. You know what I mean? She's just doing, what she has to do. Maybe she's another character that can be brought, to the light side or whatever. I don't know, but I want to see more. General Hux, I love that guy. Like, he is the worst. He is the act. It's funny because Kylo Ren is the central, but General Hux is a villain. He's a bad guy. It seems like he really is he's fucked up. When he was giving that speech, the passion. That hatred, was next level. And then they do the whole Hitler type thing. Not quite, but you know what I mean. Evoking that. He's just insane. Like, someone was telling me that, like, when he was going nuts, the way he was contorting his face made them think of Palpatine. And they're like, is that another child of somebody? I'm like, I don't know. I don't know if I want to go there. But you know how Palpatine would get all crazy. But I liked his performance, even though it was small. And the best part was him and Kylo Ren. They never get into it. It's just visual cues that you see these two cannot stand each other.
Yeah, when they're talking to Supreme Leader and General Hux pretty much was like, oh, this is my fault. And then goes into like convincing Supreme Leader to use the weapon. You can kind of just see Kylo Ren going like, what the fuck are you doing? Like,
yeah, because he's undermining Kylo Ren.
Right.
There's that, and then, but my favorite moment with that, though, because every time they're standing next to it, it's awesome. But my favorite is he took off the mask while dealing with Rey, goes to tell Snoke, General Hux starts walking into the room. Kylo Ren looks back like, damn it. That was just so great, and it almost seemed like he didn't want him to see him with his mask off or something, as well. I don't know, maybe I'm reading too much into that, but
he looks a lot more intimidating with the mask on. Also a bit more handsome with the mask on.
Damn, a lot of people. There was someone started a hashtag worst reveal ever. I'm like, nah, man, that's mean. Like,
what was the hashtag?
Worst face reveal ever.
To be fair, I also wanted to say in the movie theater, but I like to keep quiet. But I just wanted to be like, I think he's mad that he didn't get Han Solo's looks.
Well, to be fair, true, but I also buy that I see it a little bit. He's not as good looking, but I see it a little bit, like some of the similarities. And then he's got Leia's hair.
Like, I'm not trying to be mean to the actor or anything, but what's his age? Because throughout the whole thing, I'm just thinking, like, he's like 21. He's not yet out of that, phase.
I think his character is supposed to be in his 20s.
Yeah.
He's obviously older than that, but it's whatever. I don't know. I'm not too worried about it. And I liked him he was really,
he was really good. I'm just saying, if I was a girl, I wouldn't fuck him.
Oh, okay.
Why are we even talking about this?
Because it's something I noticed, damn it.
No, I was
I'm also sorry if I was a girl or a gay guy. I won't fuck him. Thank you. I was being politically incorrect.
Wow.
I don't know. He might be interested in dudes. Kylo Ren, I'm saying.
No, I'm not saying wow about that. I'm just okay. Oh, Kylo Ren. But all right, whatever. It doesn't matter. Moving on.
The greatest love triangle ever. Pow, Finn, and Kylo Ren. That's what I'm shipping now. I derailed this whole fucking thing. I'm sorry.
So I guess I like how Steve is just like listening. Like, anyways, Snoke, Supreme Leader Snoke. First off, I like the
giant
hologram.
of a man.
Hologram thing is not new. We used to see Palpatine in hologram all the time.
It was always a smaller thing, though, wasn't it?
Not always.
Oh,
no,
okay.
It was never like that, though. That was next level.
Like, legitimately, I thought it was a very big person when we first saw Snoke. I'm like, oh god, this kind of went Marvel's like Guardians of the Galaxy over here. Okay.
Yeah, I thought it was cool though. Still, like I said, the Wizard of Oz effect thing going on, but also like Palpatine, we see his head huge. Just that's what I was talking about. We would see like his whole head takes up a room, but it was just his head, so it was obvious that okay, this is just a guy's head projected. Here they make him like 2 stories high or something. I don't know, but I can't wait to know more about him. Like that's the thing that gets me. That's the thing that no matter all my nitpicking, they're doing too much, for the originals, whatever. It's like, no, they still are expanding this universe. They're still saying, oh my god, there's a lot that's gonna happen here,
Right.
Like we have to know more about him. He just
yeah.
Is he human, like you said? Like I don't know if he's human, if he's lived forever and that's why he looks the way he does, or
if he's Jar Jar Binks.
Oh gosh.
Some people think that, I think.
How? He doesn't sound anything, look anything?
I did a quick, like, when I was looking up Jar Jar Binks to see if he could still be alive in the series, like, there was a news article, it was the first link saying, is Snoke Jar Jar Binks?
Well, they didn't watch the movie. That had to be before the movie came out, because he's clearly not Jar Jar Binks. He doesn't look anything like Jar Jar Binks. He doesn't sound like Jar Jar Binks. Nothing.
Hey, maybe Jar Jar grew up. I don't know.
But we've seen what the grown-up, I think they're Gungan is how it's pronounced, or something, look like, and no. just no.
I still love that fan theory, though, about Jar Jar being a Synth Lord.
I like it, and it's fun, but it didn't happen.
But what if it did?
You can't say what if anymore. The movie's out, bro.
What? No. Like, what if that was legitimately what was supposed to happen, and just the huge backlash made them change it to just get rid of Jar Jar as soon as possible?
I don't think so. I just really don't think so.
If that's the case, then they did a damn good cover up.
They didn't, man. And if it was in any version of the script, it was the one George Lucas worked on, not the one J.J. Abrams.
Yeah.
Which means we were never gonna get that movie because George Lucas, was, I don't know what he was doing, but there was something I was just about to say. Sidetracked. Oh, the final shot, Luke Skywalker, right, with Rey.
Mm-hmm.
I said it was kind of like, it was like I had the emotion, like, yes, I'm seeing Skywalker, but I feel like it should have been short. Like it lingered a little too long, and I don't know why, and I don't know if that was again saying, no, that's his daughter. Do you get it? Or if it was just like them living in that moment, they're like, you're getting to see this character again. Just savor it or something. But it felt kind of too long and made me think that maybe something else might happen. Like, because at first I'm like, okay, this is the end, but then it keeps going. Then the camera's panning around them. And then it finally ends. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, like for a second there, I just thought they would get one last joke in and just have like Luke say, "Oh no, I don't need that. I got a new one. Don't worry about it."
No.
Well, he does have a new one. That's not his lightsaber.
I know that's not his lightsaber, but I don't think they would have ended it on a joke like that from Skywalker.
It was taking too long. I'm like, if I was an asshole, I would put one last joke at the end of this. Or just be like, and then, oh hell, no, I'm done.
The weird thing to me, and maybe that's why they let it linger, because they want us to think about it. The way they were looking at each other, there was emotions on their face. It wasn't just, oh, I'm just seeing you. Rey, I don't even know how to describe the emotion she had on her face, but Luke, I don't know, his eyes were kind of welling up, and I don't know if it was happiness to see a daughter that he thought was lost, or the daughter again, period, or if it was sadness, like, because I think, didn't you say something like, oh, like he was kind of maybe hoping he'd never see her again, like, because that means she gets brought into this, like, he didn't want for her to be a part of all this.
Right.
So that's interesting, but yeah, I
or
don't know.
It could also just be like he's sad because he knows the next part of this journey is gonna suck, and he was afraid of it happening. Like he knew like that all this shit you just went through. Nah, that was the easy part.
Okay, I mean, yeah,
potentially. Like that could like if we want to stay with the whole she's not actually his daughter, you know. If we want to pretend that way.
Now I wonder why she had the face she had. Now I don't know if it was nervousness or maybe a fear of what comes next, like.
Or it could have just been I'm meeting the fucking legend Luke Skywalker.
Maybe.
I half expected to find a dead body starved to death because there's no trees here. What the fuck is he eating?
Or
the Force?
Is it possible? No, it's ridiculous. I don't know. I was gonna say, is it possible she knows her father? That's her father. I'm not saying necessarily through the whole movie. Maybe in that moment she realizes because the Force or whatever, or maybe there's the theory that somehow her memory wiped from when she was young. So maybe there's still something there, even though she doesn't know what it is or something. Or I don't know. It's just, God damn it, 2 years. 2 years.
That's not actually too bad. I thought it would be a little longer.
It's not bad, but it's bad when you end with. Okay, so then that's my problem. I love what the film does, and I love what that they give us things to think about, but there's more questions than answers. I walked out knowing less when I walked in.
It's the first movie of 3, right?
Yeah, but I don't care. It's a one movie. God. This isn't a TV show. Okay, a movie's supposed to stand alone. Even when it goes into another one, like I'm supposed to have some kind of closure in this film. I hate cliffhangers. They don't work in films. Like it just. And if you're gonna do it in a film, you gotta do it Peter Jackson style. One every like freaking 8 months, whatever he was doing with the other movies. Again, it's not a TV show. None of the other films even do that, and they have every reason to do that. Empire Strikes Back ends on the most depressing, you lose, situation, but that was still its own story, and it was conclusive. They lost. It's that simple. And then the sequel is they try again, But in this, it's like it doesn't end. It doesn't.
No,
maybe that's why that ending is weird. Like they didn't know how to end it.
I don't know. It just makes me excited for the next film.
I am excited for the next film, but it doesn't make me feel better about that ending. Like it's just
like to me, like the first film. I don't know if I feel like it needed to end on a cliffhanger.
Why though? But they've never had to do it before. Like, why would they have to do it now? Why couldn't this be a self-contained first? I mean, it's a first chapter.
So
we can understand that, but that doesn't mean it has to be inconclusive in its own right.
So what did you want it to tie up at the end?
I just wanted. There's a million questions. I don't know anything about Rey. She's the main character, and I don't know anything about her.
So if let's say they ended with I am your father or some fucking bullshit.
Oh, gee.
No, like they answered that question at least. Would you say it would have been a better ending?
I think so. I don't know if that's a better ending. What happened? What happened? All these characters seem to be affected by something that happened. No, we know what the Knights of Ren maybe or Kylo Ren fucked shit up for everyone, but like how does Rey tie into that? Like maybe that's all I wanted to know. Now if that ends up being, oh yeah, she's his daughter and she was there and all that, I feel like that's something we should have known before the end of this movie though. It's just weird. And then there's like this goes I don't know, like
you're saying there's a lot of speculation on that, or we don't know. Yeah. But I just feel like she's his daughter. Mm-hmm. Like that's just how I feel. Or what I actually kind of want to happen, just to subvert my expectations, is that Darth Vader had another child, and that child had another child being Rey, and now it's this really weird family reunion.
Well, Leia is another child, but
what?
She had Kylo. I said Leia is the other child, but she had.
Well, no, like Vader. Vader himself,
he couldn't leave
took
that
off
suit,
the cod piece.
No, he couldn't leave that suit.
I don't think those parts were there anymore.
Sorry.
But this is the problem. It's not just enough to say, oh, that's his daughter. Like, it's like, why? Again, maybe I just gotta accept it. Like, okay, so this is a criticism. Some people called her Mary Sue, someone that's just good at everything. And I'm trying to make all these rationalizations, but maybe she really is. Maybe that's just what she is. And that's not necessarily that doesn't mean I won't enjoy it. It's just, I feel like could have been more interesting. Like, if that's the case, then Finn should have been the main character, because he's way more interesting, And I thought Finn was going to be initially, and I thought it was the opposite. I thought they were throwing off with the way they were showing Rey, but then as more trailers start coming out, it's like, no, she's the main player. And then they showed him with the lightsaber, so I'm like, okay, well, maybe he still can be, or maybe he's going to be at least a Jedi. But then it's like, well, no, they were just throwing us off of Rey at that point. They just wanted us to think that he was, that guy, and that she wasn't Force sensitive, so that maybe that could be some kind of surprise throughout the movie.
So,
but
I don't know. Like, I still feel like Rey and Finn are both main characters. Like,
no, they are, but Han, just like Luke. But the thing is, Luke was still the main character. You gotta have one main character. Unless each movie is gonna have a different main. That would be interesting. But Rey is the main character of this movie. Question. She's the main character.
Okay, fine.
She's the leading lady. He is a main character, but he is not the leading, actor. Like, he's in the lead male role, but he's not the main character. We see way more of Rey. She's the one that does everything. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. She's on screen more. She's the one that beats Kylo Ren, while we don't see Finn for a while because he's laying on the ground.
Wow. He got hurt.
Yeah, I know. She's the one that we follow while he's comatose, and she goes to find Luke Skywalker. She's the main character. It would be cool to me, though, if in the next movie we just pick up where, instead of we're anticipating we're going to pick up where Rey left off. Maybe we pick up where Finn left off. And
I honestly think the next movie is going to be half Rey and Luke dealing with things on their end, and the other half being Finn and Poe. Poe, sorry. Finn and Poe dealing with something on the Resistance end. Like, it's gonna be equal times, I think.
Okay. I'll enjoy it. That's no problem. I don't care, about that, as long as.
And then the third movie will be Rey and Poe? Am I saying that? Poe. Fuck. Rey and Poe. It's spelled P-A-O. Poe.
James in a lit class. Edgar Allan Poe.
No, but P-O-E, the E makes the O and O sound. Whatever.
No, it makes it Poe. With the E at the end, it would be Poe.
Every time. But isn't Poe... Yes. Isn't... Fuck!
No, his name is spelled P-O-E.
No, is it?
Yeah, it is. Spelled P-O-E.
I looked up IMDb, good sir. I'm gonna do that while I finish my thoughts. What was I saying? Oh, the last movie is gonna be Rey and the guy, and Finn being by himself. I don't know. That is my guess in 2015 about the future of these films. Damn it! It is Poe. Fuck. I apologize.
They called him Poe. What do you?
To be fair, he disappeared for a good third of that movie.
Third? It was a lot longer.
And for a little while, I thought his name was Paul. So, also I mispronounced Rey's name, Kylo Ren's name, Snook's name.
So I don't know. I guess unless you guys got more, I'm kind of done venting and saying what I liked about it. I still liked it. I really did. I have my issue, and it's not just at the end; it's throughout. It's interesting because I feel like he did for Star Wars what he did for Star Trek, but I think that he did it better for Star Trek. Like it wasn't so what's the word,
referential.
Referential, and but you still got it. Like they still gave you the old Spock. You know, they still gave you like those moments of like, this is Star Trek.
So it's Star Trek. I think he just had a bit more space to be able to do, this alternate universe kind of thing.
Yeah.
And that allowed him to be like, no, I want to do this instead, and I think that will be a more interesting story. Where in Star Wars, you had to go and be like, okay, I guess I can't make Luke Skywalker Jesus because he's not Jesus, but whatever. He couldn't do something that contradicted the past movies.
No, but that's not the issue with this movie. The issue is that it goes over. You know what I mean? Like it's almost a remake. You know, that's the thing. It's almost a remake instead of just a reintroduction to this universe. It's almost a beat for beat. Like they just go, this is A New Hope. They take all the plot points of A New Hope and they throw in a little bit of, Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi in there. They didn't come up with their own story. They just took the stories from before and slapped them together, and that's what they came up with. And I think that comes down to not the studio saying what he has ruined, what not for, but I think it's with Star Trek. He wasn't a fan of Star Trek going into it. No. So he wanted to change things up a bit. And then with Star Wars, he's the biggest, just as big a Star Wars fan as anyone. So he's maybe too in love with it, and he was just trying to relive all that instead of, but he still put in enough new that like I said, I liked it and I'm looking forward to the sequel. Like I'm so excited that Star Wars is back.
So, Steve, is there anything you want to talk about spoiler-wise? I feel like you are the quietest of all.
I mean, everything's been pretty much said.
Oh, I have one more thing.
Oh, God, okay. 9% of this video is John. I'm just going to say that.
The Millennium Falcon.
Oh, what about it?
I love the scene where they reintroduce it. It's its own character, and it's just such an awesome moment, Like, they're running towards the one ship. He's like, what about that one? And she's garbage. The ship she's running towards blows up. She goes, the garbage will do. They turn. I don't know. I was so excited. That was one of the most excited I was in that movie. It was just in that movie. It was just so good. Now, how she flies it. Again, another example of her being overly perfect. Fucking beast in that. I don't know what I'm doing. Holy crap. Oh, look, I'm doing everything right. Like, what the?
Yeah. I guess in a sense she wasn't Mary Sue in this film, at least. But, that's fine as long as she doesn't stay one in the next films, which, again, like I said before, I think she's going to get a lot more, deal with more stuff in the future films.
Yeah, and also if it's true that she was trained before, then that answers a lot more because it's not that she's learning, it's that she's figuring out she can do these things. She already knows some Bourne type stuff. Like in Bourne Identity, people run up to kill him, and all of a sudden he kills them, and he's like, what? What did I just do? And he just moves on with it. Like maybe that's why she's so shocked. She said, like he asked her, how did you do that? And she says, I don't know, but it's like somewhere inside her she does know.
Or it could just all be the Force telling her, hit that switch, you're good. Good.
Okay, it is possible. Like in again, that's why I said it has a little prequels in. In Phantom Menace, Anakin gets in that ship and is like, oh, what's happening? Oh, why is it taking off? Oh man, I'm out in space and fighting a war now, and I win it for us. Cool. Like, so it could be the same type of thing, but that's just interesting to me, for how much this is supposed to get away from the prequels. That it has a bit of it in there. It has a bit of it in there. Oh, I do like that they do reference it. They do reference it once.
What?
The prequels, when Kylo Ren is pissed off what's going on with Finn defecting and helping, is ruining his plan and whatever, and he's yelling at General Hux pretty much. He makes a quick comment about maybe we should go back to you.
You cut out at the end.
He says,
Go back to what?
maybe we should go back to using clone troopers.
Oh.
That's, they were only in the prequels.
And Clone Wars.
Yeah, well, that takes place during the prequel. It
but
takes in
I
between
feel
Attack of the Clones.
I'm just
Jedi.
Yeah, but that's a
Return of
series
Jedi.
that.
Revenge of the Sith. There we go.
Yeah, but that it was a cartoon series, right?
Yeah, I've seen it all.
Like that was that had a lot more people liking that rather than the prequels, from what I remember.
Yeah, but it doesn't.
No, but I do get what you're saying. I'm just saying, there, if someone like pointed, look at you touching the prequels, they could be like, no, the cartoon. Everyone loves the cartoon.
Okay, well then, if you want to get really technical, then actually it has nothing to do with either one of those. It has everything to do with the original trilogy because they mentioned the Clone Wars in the original trilogy.
Yeah. It's like it was all planned from the beginning.
And I mean, honestly, that's probably why this film still works, despite I'm like, oh, it's too familiar, but that's why it's familiar. We know this universe, and we know how it works, But I just hope they throw real curveballs in the next, and I don't want to know what's gonna happen in the. I really don't. I want to be surprised. I want to be shocked.
So if Steve doesn't have anything, I just want to give a rendition of how I would have liked the movie to start. It would be exactly the same word crawl saying, they send their best pilot to meet an old friend, and then you slowly move into the tent, and you're just hearing Poe talk to a mysterious stranger, and then after Poe finishes talking and we center the camera on those two sitting together, the hood comes off. It's an older Jar Jar Binks. He's a little less annoying in his, vocal tones. Maybe a lot less Misa says and all this shit. But he just goes, "Oh yes, Luke, he knew I was friends with his father once and left me this map. Yes, we need to find Luke Skywalker." And Poe's like, "Yeah, okay, give me the map." And then the whole, stormtroopers come, Kylo Ren comes, Jar Jar walks up to Kylo Ren, his stupid fucking voice going, "Oh, I once knew you, back before you were Kylo Ren." Same little setup, and Kylo Ren doesn't even say anything and just cuts him down.
I look again. I get it, but I just think too many fans would have been too pissed off. Like I don't think it would.
But Jar Jar's best character.
He's not the best character.
He's just like Yoda.
He is the mascot for everything that people hate, about Star Wars now. He is the prequels, and it's funny because he's only really in the first one, but that was the beginning of the. I don't know. I get it. Like it would have been like ha ha, and then he gets killed, so then fans cheer when he gets killed. But I don't know. I liked it the way it was. Need that. I need it.
Well, at least I would have known who the old friend was.
I mean, but it's been 30 years, You can't make a new friend in 30 years. That's why it's not the original trilogy. Like,
but it would have been the perfect troll moment, though.
I feel like, yeah, but that's the thing, that they're not trying to troll anyone. Why would they? I don't know.
Because you get it's just so satisfying.
No, James. The only person I want to see from the original trilogy now, moving forward, I mean, other than the ones we were already going to get, Lando.
Okay.
He never died, right? Pretty sure he didn't.
That's a question for Wikipedia, and I'm not really gonna look that up.
Well, anyways,
you may have to remind me. Like, I know who you're talking about, but I don't remember what he was.
Han Solo's best friend and constant, agitate. Like they love each other, but they also like clearly have checkered history. Like some lack of trust there, and then also he kind of screws them. It's in Empire Strikes Back. They go to Lando to be safe, but then he turns them over to the Empire and Darth Vader.
Okay.
But that's because he struck a deal to save his, people, but also he's trying to help them at the same time. Like he's trying to like double agent for everything, but it's a mess, and it ends up with Han Solo being frozen in carbonite. So, but I don't know. He's I love that character. I don't remember Return of Jedi. He gets away okay, right? No, he's fine.
I couldn't tell you. So yeah, we went through all the basic characters, gave our speculations for things. I don't know if there's anything left. John?
I talked a lot. I don't like
Steve?
You think Kylo Ren made his lightsaber?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, well, I think everyone makes their lightsaber.
How come his is so boss compared to everybody else's?
Because he's overcompensating for everything.
Yeah. Apparently, and also you said that you were the one that sent me that picture, right? Apparently, it's not the first one. Like he was copying some old thing or something like that. Isn't that what it said in the picture?
Yeah, it's something like that.
So I mean, there you go.
Kylo
Kylo Ren's unusual lightsaber is an ancient design, dating back thousands of years to the Great Scourge of Malak. No, yeah. Oh, okay. Am I crazy, or was the Anakin/Luke lightsaber different in Rey's hands than it was in Finn's hands?
Wow, so.
It looked different a couple times.
It looked different. It looked more like a traditional lightsaber at that point.
When they opened the box, it looked like it was huge, and then when it was in people's hands, after that,
that's not what I'm talking about. I mean, they just zoomed in on the box.
Like, are you saying like the color of it, or?
No. Like
the style of it.
When Finn turns it on, it's got that same kind of louder, heftier, raggedy sound that it has like as Kylo's. But when Rey turns it on, it's the traditional sounding lightsaber. Like it sounds like a regular lightsaber, the one that the sounds we're accustomed to.
Maybe the lightsaber is sensitive.
Maybe, and I might be crazy again. I guess I say it again, but I felt like when he used it, it has that thick look that Kylo's has, but when she used it, it had maybe a thinner look. Like I don't know. I just have to watch it again.
Well, you see, John, the midichlorians.
Oh god.
Yeah, I didn't notice that personally.
And I might be crazy.
You might be looking.
Well, no, I don't think I'm crazy about the sound. I don't think I'm crazy about.
But that could have just been. That could have just been like, them going with older sounds to. I don't know, as a callback, and just use it for that one scene.
I guess that's cool, but that makes no sense. Like, why would the lightsaber sound?
Right.
Yeah, to me, you have to keep the sound consistent through the movie.
And it could also just been, in this fight, it's well, you're saying like literally that same fight where he fights Kylo Ren and then she fights Kylo Ren, right?
Yeah.
Okay, then yeah. I don't know how to explain that.
That's another thing is those things are so cool though. Like I like the heft. Like they brought it back because that was in the original trilogy, but it's even more real now. Like lightsabers seem realer than they ever have. Like it seems like something that could exist.
We're almost there, John. We're always only 10 years away from the lightsaber.
I like that, and I like when they clash. Like before, when they would clash, there would just be like the spark of not spark, but like the flash of light. But now there's like sparks continuously coming off. Hitting each other. So that's cool. Oh, I like that. I'm trying to think of stuff since you guys didn't give me anything to continue off of, so it's like I had to come up with everything. But
Well, I was trying to
for the
give
Jar Jar Binks
Steve
thing.
like a chance to come out with a breakout theory, and
I
then
know,
it
but
didn't
he just
happen.
goes. He talks more in the spoiler free. How is that? But in this, I liked that there wasn't like the crazy acrobatic flipping and all that. You know,
Yeah.
there's a moment where she climbs up. Kylo Ren, they could have easily just had him show his ability, flip up there, but he walks up the long way. You know, I like that. And I'm not saying that they shouldn't be able to do that in any trilogy. I would have been really pissed if Rey started. Then I really would have been done. I really would have been done. But yeah.
I was
In
expecting
fact,
like a force jump from her at some point.
the one thing I will say is that with Rey and that final fight and all the rationalization, he is running away half the time. That should be said. Half the time she's not fighting him. Half the time she's running. She keeps running away and then turning back to make sure to see where he's at. And he's got the whole horror movie thing going on. No matter how fast she runs, he's behind her.
Right.
Oh yeah, how did he get ahead of them?
Yeah.
The Force.
What did Steve say?
The Force.
The Force. Okay, so he can teleport now through the Force.
Yeah.
Actually, I think in one of the games there is like a force running power.
Well, sure, but we don't. Well, I mean, I guess he was on a different level from them, so maybe they had to climb down while he was just getting to where he could get to.
Yeah, like he just knew the area better, even. Like,
well, then I wish they didn't cut that scene because that they filmed that. They filmed him going from where he's going to when he ignites the lightsaber because that's one of the most awesome and like cool shots of the trailers, and it's not in the movie. Is when he steps out into the forest and then you see him ignite it, and this is the first time you see it ignite fully because before we see it ignite, but we never see it like just focused on the lightsaber. In this shot, it's all about showing you how this lightsaber ignites, and the two the hilt part of it, like the things, those two little lightsabers, they don't shoot out first. Boom, the main one shoots out, and then the other one slowly. And it's just such a cool visual effect and a cool shot of Kylo Ren movie that happens off camera because we still hear it happen, but they're seeing it. Like they run into it and we see their faces. Camera turns towards him.
I love they also use the cross hilt in the fight.
Yes.
Like, thank God they did.
Yeah, because then it's just why is it there?
Second it happened, I'm like, oh God, no Finn. But thank God they used this, man. I was scared.
Oh, okay. I have another problem.
Uh-huh.
How did they survive so many lightsaber strikes? Kylo Ren, Finn, even now. Finn, sure, he was gonna die, and they save him. He has to go, okay. But Kylo gets stricken so many times, and just every time it's just not far enough to cut a limb or something, or to cut his head in half, which Rey pretty much did. It's always this, oh, now I'm going to have a scar here. That's all. Like, come on.
Force sensitivity, man.
Have you seen the originals? There's no force stopping all these hands from getting cut off, right? Like,
I honestly thought they were going to do it.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the only reason why they do that. Like, they're trying to play on our expectations and throw us off. But it happens so many times, Kylo. Kylo should have lost an arm. He should have lost a leg. He should have lost half his face. Like, when she got him in the shoulder, I'm thinking, oh, she's going to stab there and then drag down and his arm fall off. So many times that something should have happened. And it's just, it doesn't.
Do they think why he was hitting himself during that last fight scene?
I think it's just him being his same self, his same overly compensating self. I'm such a look. This ain't shit. This ain't shit. And he's like showing off in that moment. Like, let's go.
So wait, you guys never like hurt yourself and then? So you guys never like stubbed your toe and just like punch yourself?
I like squeeze the toe. Well, he wasn't punching himself. He was punching the wound itself. And
yeah, like I don't know. That's something I've done.
I've squeezed like let's say I hurt something. I'll squeeze my thumb if I hurt it or something. But that's like to make me not feel it. He wanted to feel it. Like there's a difference.
I don't know.
It was awesome.
I've done stuff where like I've hurt my finger in a door and I just punch a wall.
That's not what he was doing though. That's not the same. That's not what he was doing.
I know what to say, but whatever. I don't know. That was not weird to me at all. Just personally.
I didn't say it was weird. I just said it's not whatever the fuck you're saying right now. You're a lunatic. You make Kylo Ren seem. That's what I'm saying.
Oh well.
I don't know. I liked it. Someone was saying that they were disappointed that Kylo Ren wasn't more badass. I don't know how I feel about that because I like the character. I guess
not there yet.
Yeah, he's not there. But they said he still could have been more badass in the final fight. Wait, was Steve finally about to say something? I thought I heard Steve's voice.
Like his character, they did a good job of making you like he is a badass, but I still think they could have made him better. But like I said, it's kind of like build up for the next movie where he's just gonna, hey everybody, guess what? You can't do shit.
Hopefully, but I don't know. I don't think they needed to do anything differently. Like, and no, I don't think he is a badass. Him trying to be a badass, there's a difference. You know what I mean? Like he's not that. He wants to be what he's making you see throughout. But that's there's a reason he's wearing a mask. You know, not just because he wants to be like Darth Vader, but because he's trying to hide himself. You know, he doesn't want people to know what he's going through, like what he actually is. But in the final fight, like someone, Max Landis, he ranted all over about this movie. But one thing he said was, in that final fight, he could have still been stronger and better than them and still lose. Like, so he could have been. It could have been a thing where he was toying with them, you know, and that's kind of the reason he loses. Like he even like knocks their lightsabers out of their hands, picks it back up, gives it to them. Come on, and he's telling them to go. And part of the reason why is because he's telling them to kill him, and he actually kind of means. You know, he's actually can't take the fact that he just killed his father, and he wishes that they were strong enough to kill him right there and then, but they're not. And I was like, holy shit, that would have been pretty awesome. So yeah, all right, I'm done. I don't know what else there's to say for real.
Yeah, can't. Think we went over pretty much everything. Like it kind of sucks we had these conversations beforehand, so we might be skipping over certain discussions. But I think that's everything.
Oh, I got one more.
Yeah, no, go. Do it.
I just want to say C3PO has never been funnier than when he interrupted Han and Leia again. Like, there was a scene like that in Empire Strikes Back when they're kissing and he interrupts them, but this was so much better. Because you're really, like, they're seeing each other for the first time in what's, like, years even, you know? And
you're seeing them together for your first time in years as well.
Yes, yeah, and then C3PO's face through the side of the shot.
Maybe you don't recognize me because of my red hand. Like, what the fuck is C3PO? No one was thinking that.
I mean, I think the only reason why he's saying that is because of the way Han's looking at him. But it's because of, like, you stupid fucking robot.
Oh my god.
Oh, my favorite Han moment is also one of my favorite Finn moments is when Finn goes, let's just use the Force. Goes, the Force doesn't work like that. I was like, yeah.
It was something like, we'll use the Force. He's like, that's not how this works. That's not how any of this works.
It was so good though.
So and you know what? I really hope throughout the next film, Finn just thinks that's how that works because it all went okay. It's like, yeah, you just gotta say, we'll use the Force and it'll all be good.
I don't think the guy that's gonna wake up from a coma.
Oh, he only got a little backache. He'll be fine.
What the hell? He got sliced by a lightsaber in his back?
We don't know how deep.
No, he was dead. The only reason why he's not dying or dead is because they got him to where they needed to get him in
safety.
Oh, and how good was BB-8? I feel like BB-8, that was the best droid ever. Like, because with the other droids, yeah, they're funny, but sometimes they're annoying. It's like, you know, but with BB-8, it was just the perfect stuff all the time. You know, his interactions with Finn on the Millennium Falcon, so good. So good. And even when he's trying to convince Rey to take him, that was great.
Right.
The thumbs up with the little...
But also, it's just like, he had those beginning scenes, but through the rest of the film, we didn't see him.
Okay, listen to this.
Huh?
This. everyone is everyone's child, right? BB-8, D2's child.
Yeah, I can believe that.
Even though, I mean, they look different, but they also kind of look. When I see BB-8, I think R2. I don't know, that was ridiculous.
And he's orange. And gold kind of looks like orange.
What are you even going on about right now?
What?
R2D2 and C3PO did it.
Then C3PO would have known.
They constructed a robot, of course.
But C3PO didn't seem to know
BB-8?
BB-8.
Yeah, he did.
He did?
Yeah, remember when BB-8 went to the R2D2 and C3PO was like, BB-8, don't even try. He's not gonna win.
No, I know, but I
felt there was a familiarity there, like
maybe
a son and a father, even.
No, definitely not.
Man, you know what? The first 3 films were really a lot about one father and son, and these movies just feel like they're going to be a lot of fathers and son moments.
Yeah, and also, you know, all these characters are all children of those previous characters somehow. Because like Rey isn't just Luke. She's got Luke, she's got Han in her, she's got Leia in her. Like she is all these different characters, and the same thing goes for Poe and Finn. Like they have characteristics of all those characters. Instead of them just all being carbon copies of the individual characters, they're just thrown, you know, mixed up and a little bit so that they're each still distinct characters.
Yeah, like you can go like, oh, this character feels like Luke this scene, but in the next scene, oh, they feel like Han. And in the next scene, it's like, oh, they feel like C3PO. Good.
Well.
Apparently, I like all the like annoying characters.
I actually have to get going.
Right.
Okay, I guess we'll end it now because of Steve, and definitely not because we definitely have nothing else to say. And I actually have to go sleep. You guys kind of fucked up my sleep schedule, and now I'm gonna get fired. Thank you.
Get up.
Well, all right. End it, James.
All right, guys. If you listen to this, my God, thank you. Leave a comment and a like or a dislike. I don't even care at this point. But thanks for watching, and good night.